Hello and welcome. Today we are going to quickly go over graph analysis. After this video, you guys can take a look at a graph and quickly decide whether it's constant, direct proportional, or inversely proportional. So let's take a look. Here's our three types of graph. You have the constant graph. It's a straight line. As x increases, y is going to stay the same. You'll see this when you have a constant velocity. A direct proportional, we'll get into an example of that shortly, but it's a straight line going up. X and y are both going to increase. And then the inverse proportion is slightly curved line, but it starts high up on the y-axis, and then as it comes down, it's going to go out on the x-axis. So x increases and y decreases. And we'll take a look at an example of how we could get a graph like that. So again, here is our constant graph. It's just a straight line across. Y is going to stay the same as x increases. We have our direct proportion graph. The example I picked for this is when you study for tests is going to be on the y-axis, and your physics grade is on the x-axis. So when y increases, which is studying for test, your x is also going to increase, which is your physics grade. You'll see them both go up. The inverse proportion. Okay? The example they have already in the graph is volume and pressure. We'll talk about that later. A more relevant example would be the one I have here, the time spent on Facebook and video games. And then on the x-axis, you have your physics grade. So the more time you spend on Facebook or video games, you're going to see that this line is going to start to curve up and go towards 0 for your physics grade. Right? Now, the less time you spend on Facebook and video games, you're going to see that the physics grade is going to increase, and that is in inverse proportion. That's just the basics on graphs. We're going to be dealing with them a lot in this class. It's a great way to visualize the data